Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshitaya. So I've spoken to Tamil devotees many times, but this is the first time outside of India and Dubai that I'm doing so. So we're very happy to see that you are here and serving Krishna. Ramba Santosha. Ramba Santosha. We're very happy. Very happy. Today is the festival of Sri Sri Radha Krishna's Jhulan Yatra. Of course, in the temples in India and Sri Lanka, I've not been to Sri Lanka, but I'm sure it's the same. They have many festivals. In Sri Rangam, they have festivals more than 200 days in a year. And actually, every day in Krishna consciousness is a festival. Because Krishna is always happy. And Krishna is always enjoying his transcendental Leela. For Krishna, there's no office or factory. Of course, he takes his cows out. But that is also simply his transcendental enjoyment. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and he can do whatever he likes. He is all powerful, but he chooses to enjoy wonderful pastimes with his devotees. Generally we think of God as very awesome and great, and he is. We approach God with great reverence. Maryada. So Krishna is Bhagavan, but he is very playful and joyful. And those who are his very close devotees, their bhakti is one of living with him very joyfully. Just you can imagine some Maharaj in his court, he is very grave. We don't have kings nowadays, but we have presidents and prime ministers. So in public they are very grave. Little light humor might be allowed, but generally everyone is very respectful to them. And a little afraid also. And people approach the big leaders of society because they know that they can award us, they can sign our paper, then we can get our work done. But in Vrindavan, the spiritual realm, Krishna is simply playing with his devotees. They are not afraid of Krishna. In fact, Krishna, due to his Leela Shakti or Yoga Maya Shakti, he thinks that I am dependent upon my devotees. And Krishna, he sometimes becomes afraid of his father and mother, especially his mother, who chases him with a stick. So this is very difficult for us to imagine. He who is worshipped by everyone, he who is worshipped even by the devas, Yang Brahma, Rudra, Maruta, Stunvanti Divyaistavai, the Brahma, Rudra, the Maruts, Varuna, all the great devas, they are worshipping Krishna. Varunendra, Varuna, Indra, they are all worshipping Krishna with very respectful prayers. But Krishna, giving up this mood of Maryada, he is running as a cowherd boy in Vrindavan. Yeah, I said Krishna, you said Sri Krishna. From our perspective, he is Sri Krishna, but in Vrindavan, he's only Krishna, not Sri Krishna. So that same Krishna that Sri Krishna, who is worshipped by the demigods, his mother is chasing him with a stick to punish him for his naughty behavior. So this is the highest understanding of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Even higher than his majesty, his power and his glory is his sweet, loving exchanges with his devotees. In Vrindavan, everything centers around Krishna and his love for Radha. This again is often misunderstood, therefore we don't discuss it very much in public. Even the basic knowledge of Bhagavad Gita is difficult for most people to understand. Bhagavad Gita is very high spiritual knowledge, but it's the introduction to bhakti. It tells us why we should take up bhakti, pure devotion to Krishna. Tuva bhakti, pure bhakti. Please don't put this book on the floor. Pure devotion to Krishna. Tuva bhakti. Tuya bhakti. This is the full expression is in that between Radha and Krishna in Vrindavan. Because people in general cannot understand this, they think that Krishna is immoral. Therefore, this should not be discussed among the general public, or even not very much among beginning level devotees. But the fact is that at the pinnacle of spiritual realization is appreciation of Krishna's fully transcendental pastimes with Srimati Radharani. This is not a mundane boyfriend-girlfriend affair. Krishna is the supreme truth. He is Param Brahma, Param Tattva, Purushottama, Parameshvara. Often this term Parameshvara is applied to Lord Shiva. To Lord Shiva. Yeah. Okay. So that's true. Lord Shiva is Parameshvara. But he's Parameshvara only within the material sphere. But beyond the material sphere, there is the Vaikuntha world, and even beyond that is the planet of Golok Vrindavan. So Krishna is Parameshvara even of Lord Shiva. So he's so elevated, it's very difficult for us to conceive of. Then who is Srimati Radharani? Well, she's also the supreme truth. She is Parameshwari. The same thing, we think that Amma or Durga is the Parameshwari. But that's true only within this material sphere. Beyond that, there is the spiritual sphere in which Radharani is Parameshwari. So Radha and Krishna are not different. They are the male and female. They are the absolute truth in male form and female form. Not mundane male and not mundane female. So these, philosophically, it's a difficult concept to grasp. But the essence of it all is that we are simply to serve Radha and Krishna in their Anandamayi Lila. There is no happiness in material existence. But in the spiritual existence of Radha and Krishna, there is unlimited transcendental bliss. So this festival is one of the many, many wonderful pastimes of happiness that Radha and Krishna enjoy together. And the devotees take this opportunity to serve Radha and Krishna by gently swinging them. So that swing is just being prepared now. The swing just needs a string.
It's ready there, just right there.
Where's the string? Put it on. We pray that we may be attached to Krishna, Radha and Krishna, with the ropes of love. In Srimad Bhagavatam it is stated that Krishna and his devotees are tied together by the ropes of love. So let us take this opportunity to swing Radha and Krishna and pray at their lotus feet that we may be ever attached to their loving service. Does anyone have any question about this? Anything? Alright.